Well, welcome back to my channel, Blast from the Past Farming. Today's little video is going to be about how to take the fuel tank out of the combine and panels off, and knocking dents out of the back panels that were there when I bought the combine. But since I had to take it off to get the fuel tank out, I knocked some dents out. Somehow I accidentally deleted one video of showing the dent on the second panel before I knocked the dents out, where that was rolled over and over the edge pretty good. So I hope you enjoy the video. Well, I got the top deck plate pulled onto the forks. Heidi come down to help me take all the screws out a couple weeks ago, but now I got the top deck plate off. Like I said, I got the top deck plate off. There's my fuel tank. Look at all this crap up here packed down on the other side of the fuel tank. So I'm gonna have to go put a canvas down to catch all that crap. Get it all put down around her somehow. Well, as you can see, I've got the end caps in the ladder and that centerpiece out and the other end cap off, because that tank has to slide backwards because get my light up here. It's underneath that plate by about 6 inches, and it's a tight fit in there. So I got to slide this tank out and then get that area behind the tank, because that's where it's was leaking, because all that crap behind there got wet, and rot it through. Got to get this all cleaned up good. There we go. So I just have to get the tank wiggled back about 6 inches. And I think when I'm up to get off the ladder, since I don't have a ladder there, I think if I get a curved bar or a piece of angle iron way up in there, and then pop it back evenly, then I can put the pallet forks underneath it here after I get it past that lip on top, and just pick it straight up and bring it on out. And this combine had a couple of dings in it when I bought it, so I'll be able to knock those dings out right there. There's a pretty good size one. There's another one way down here. There's the ladder in 2 pieces. So yeah, I'll be able to get those dings out of it now. That'll be nice. And I think there's there's right up there, that's bent up a little bit, but not bad. So that'll be nice, get all the little dinks out of it. So yeah, that'd be nice though, to get when you only farm 15 acres, you don't need 92 gallons of fuel to try to keep fresh enough, plus keep LJ from growing in it. So like I said, they're going to cut it. Put my flashlight underneath my armpit. They're going to cut it about 26 inches from the left, and then cut it in half, put a plate on it, and then pressure test it, and then weld that piece back on it again, because you need the full length in order to fit in the saddles here. So, yeah. I thought I could get by just taking that top deck plate off. But nope. At least it's not hard work. It's just time consuming, I'd say. So, I've got a few more weeks to get her done. So, tomorrow I'll take those pieces in the shop and knock the dents out of them. Make them look pretty again. Catch up with you later. A buddy of mine came over this morning. Had to do a little welding for him. So then he helped me get the fuel tank out of the 1440 combine. I washed it up a little bit, that way you don't get so dang dirty handling it. I got to pull the fittings off of here, and then take the sending unit out of it. It leaked someplace. Don't know exactly where. It's upside down now, but it was coming from around in here and then running down the tank this way toward the back. So, I got it power washed up. It was a little tricky getting it out of the combine, but not terrible. Got my rear tins and the top deck all washed. That was all caked up. Like I says, I'm gonna knock these dents out of the back panels that were in there when I bought the combine. And they had, they accidentally, when they did that, they bent the brackets back here for the spreaders, and so I went through a shaft and a bearing real quick. So then I finally figured out what was going on and fixed it correctly, and never had any more problems after that. So I'm gonna power wash this all up in here nice and clean. Get that all nice and cleaned up with hot water off of my hot sea washer and make it nicer putting it together. Oops. Better grab my 2 bolts over here while I think of it. 2 bolts and 2 nuts. 1 nut. There it is. Sorry, I had my fingers in the way, but they go right up in there. So I got to get up on the ladder and get the power washing. And like I said, probably mentioned it before too, that my dune tank's going to be reduced in capacity from 92.5 down to roughly 50 gallons. When you only farm 50 acres, and it's a 46-year-old combine, and I plan on running the combine for another, well, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years. As long as I can climb the dang combine, I'm going to keep combining, keep farming my 15 acres. Not going to roll over and die, hopefully. So I'll let you go, and I'm going to go get this power washed. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Yeah, I got her all washed up there, really clean now. It'll make assembly so much nicer without all that crap. I'm gonna put all those screws back in eventually too, so all power washed off, and had to rinse it down with the cold water. I had to shut the hot water off because it's steaming so bad in here. You basically just had to imagine what you're doing and do it, because there was so much steam you couldn't see nothing. So, and I had it real clean. I just had to rinse it off with cold water so I could see what I was doing. Hate doing it in the shed here, but what the heck, have no option. It'll dry, I guess. Never washed inside this shed before in pretty near 40 years of farming. It's always a first for everything, I guess. I'll rinse this here pallet and barrel off a little bit. It's got a little dirty. That's my new quote-unquote diesel barrel. I don't have a big diesel barrel anymore. I sold that. I'm just gonna Run up to my son-in-law and buy it off of him. Keep it fresher. And I'll let you go for now. Yeah, I got this panel here in my woodworking area. See if I can knock that dent out a little bit. And that one out a little bit. Make it look better. And I got that looking a lot better. That in this corner up here. Yeah, that one's done. Turn this around. This one's going to be a little more trickier. Got a crease here all the way over. This is all doubled over. That's all screwed up. See what kind of magic I can work on this sucker. I use a lot of wood to do it too, instead of just I haven't really used this stuff really. I use a lot of wood. That in a excuse me, a flat metal here. Yeah, I suppose flip it over and start pounding again. Well, I got her straightened out 10 times better than what it was. A little better than I thought it was going to turn out. It's got a few little bumps here, but I guess I'm not really going to worry about it. I could probably knock them out if I stack some wood up and then put my plate on it. I got plenty of 2x6s here, so I might try to knock this out yet a little bit from this side. Did it all from the other side before. Got this all nice and square again, but you can see there's a little bit of divots in here. Doing a little touch up with my little hammer and broke one half of the head off. This was a cheap set, so no big surprise. Then I'm going to stack some boards up, put my steel plate and put that in right here and see if I can knock these dents back this way and turn it over. I did a little more hammering with that flat plate underneath. This turned out really nice. Like I said, it's way better than I thought it was going to be. Flip it over here. Yeah. Put the right angle back in here. Got this all flattened out. That feels so much better. Yeah, it looks good enough. There we go. Ready to go back in the other shed again. And I'll bring the, when it quits raining, I'll bring the ladders over here and do it. It's basically on the bottom half where it flips up. That got dented in a little bit. Well, that's it for right now. Now that's got a nasty dent right in there. Flip it over here. You can see, because I don't need this flashlight now. Shut it off. That one's going to require some, well, creative thinking and doing to get that pupper out of there. Little dent there, or a bump. So I'm going to go in the house and do some book work for now, and then come back out and see if I can drive that over and then bring that up and over and see if I can get that all squared off. And this one here shouldn't be too hard to knock down. Boom. Huh, damn near perfect. Good enough. So now I just got one to do. Yeah, I'm gonna go do some book work for now. I got this here rolled back quite a ways. It was almost touching there. Years ago, I remember I had ground this chisel flat for some reason. And that worked really good to bring that lip back. Just work my way around on that. So now I'm going to flip it over and see if I can get this here divot pushed back some and then come back here. We've got to keep working back and forth on each side. See what happens. Well, that's what it looks like inside. It's underneath this angle iron, so that's going to make it a little bit more tricky to go pound, pound, pound. I guess all you can do is start smacking on it and see what happens. Starts way up in here. So yeah, it's about 7 inches. Got some divots in here to take care of. So, see what happens. Well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Got that little dent knocked back down. This is pretty flat, square on this side. Flip it over here. Yeah, vast improvement from where it was. I think I'm going to call that good. Well, it's a lot better than what it was, I guess. So should be all done knocking dents out of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe. Appreciate it. And another video will be coming up soon. Well, after the 15th of November sometime, because that's when I get the other fuel tank. And remember, be kind to one another.